Jack Harlow's back. Let's talk about it. How y'all doing? Welcome to Let's Talk About It Music Review Season 10. I'm back with another episode. This is probably the weirdest timing to drop an episode, but you know what, guys? It's a Thursday. Usually I'm dropping content on a Thursday night, but we're dropping on a Thursday day because Jack Harlow just dropped a song, and Jack Harlow's back. Look, guys. We talked about Jack Harlow. We've talked about his album, Jackman. We've talked about we've talked about a lot of stuff here. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. We've talked about a lot of stuff here, and we've also talked about "Lovin' on Me," which I thought was a pretty decent single, pretty okay single. And now we got this new one, which is Jack Harlow, "Hello, Miss Johnson." Now, I was wondering how this song was gonna sound because I was like, Jack Harlow's back. What's he's gonna do this time? Is it gonna be the sample and beat? Is it gonna be the sample type song? Like, is he just gonna keep doing that? No, I think this one is a lot more to it, and we're gonna be talking about it, guys. So before we get started, guys, if you're on YouTube, Spotify, Pandora, wherever you get your podcast at, make sure you follow, turn on notifications. And let's get this started, guys. I got a couple of points I want to get off my chest. Starting off with number one, let's talk about that beat. And this beat is kind of like, this beat's like a mix of like the Wii menu music board. And then it's mixed with like some like fucking like old Vines that you would watch that would have these like royalty-free, like shitty fucking sound effects. And I'm not saying this beat's shitty at all. I actually like this beat. I think it's really simple. It's really simple. It's a pretty bare-bone produced song, but I think it has a lot of great elements to it. We have elements like those guitar, that small little piano, again, with that kind of mix, with that kind of Wii music sound. There's a lot of different elements to here, and to say that if this production was basic, I would be lying to y'all. I really would. I don't think this production is really basic. This has a lot of different elements to it. I like it when that beat drops. It sounds good. It's good. I think, honestly, this is probably one of the better produced Jack Harlow tracks, just because this one just has a little bit of a personality to it. It has a little bit more to it. You have a little bit of this like nostalgia, but not, and like this like 2000 sound. You have all these different elements that are just kind of combining in this production, and it just makes an enjoyable experience to listen to the song. So overall, I really like the production, and it's good. I think this beat is really well produced. It's simple, it's bare bones, but hey, it's a good beat. Now, let's talk about that hook, because the hook, we will get into the verses, but let's talk about that hook real quick. I do like the flow of this hook, and I think I do really like this hook because this hook is simple, but it has a really good flow to it. It can easily get stuck in your head, and I like this beat because when the beat usually drops when the hook comes on, so you have that fully beat on, you have them, flowing really well on this beat. I like that. I like this hook. I really enjoy this hook, and I honestly think it's really good. I think this hook is fire. The flow is there. Everything's there. And my humble gosh darn dang opinion, it hits. I think this hook hits. Now, I'm not going to lie, though. Would I like if there was a little bit more to the hook? Would I like if there was like some flow switch-ups or a vocal switch-up? Something like that. Yes, I think this hook is the basic Jack Harlow hook. But, if I tell you it's the basic Jack Harlow hook, it's still a really good basic Jack Harlow hook, and that's what Jack Harlow is really good at doing. So, honestly, in my humble gosh darn dang opinion, I think this hook hits. I think it slaps. Maybe if it does, it is played twice in the song. I wish the second time the hook came on, there was a little bit more to the hook, but I understand. You got to get the hook stuck in your head for TikTok and, all that shit to go viral, obviously. Now, let's talk about those verses. My third point. Now, the first verse, we're gonna split these points up to two because we're gonna talk about two verses. The first verse, which I really enjoy, it's a really good verse. It starts out, it's like the Jack Harlow chill, we got the confidence, we got the flow, we got everything here. Jack Harlow sounds his most confident here, sounds his most best. I don't feel like Jack Harlow is lacking at all in this song. A lot of problem with like older Jack Harlow songs is it kind of felt like Jack Harlow wasn't really rapping on these beats sometimes. It kind of just felt like it was like, I could go without Jack Harlow because Jack Harlow didn't really add much to these samples or anything like that. And that's not the case here. And that kind of sort of changed with Jackman, but the same thing was still there. But now we have more. Now, guys, we have more of, Jack Harlow really on the hook now, really on the verses and stuff like that. So I think this first verse is really good. I like the flow. I like everything here. It hits. It goes crazy. It's fire. I mean, gosh darn dang Lord mighty. Now, my second point, that second verse. Oh, wait, no. Let's relocate back to that first verse because I forgot to tell y'all. There is a really good flow switch in between the verse, which I'm always going to advocate for. I think flow switches are really important in these songs because, when you have songs that Jack Harlow's done in the past where there's no flow switches, there's no switch-ups at all, no vocal tones, no nothing, we just kind of have the same thing being played for 2 or 3 minutes, and it gets a little stale. Yes, guys, that first minute gets a little fucking stale. So I really like how Jack Harlow switches up in his verse, and he has a really good flow. It's kind of punchy. He kind of goes crazy. He's kind of really flowing well on this beat, in which, I will say this, though. I think this verse is really good. I think the flow absolutely hits. And honestly, this is probably one of the more better Jack Harlow verses that I've heard. It's one of the more better ones. It's not a boring verse. I don't think it's going to make you want to close your eyes or fall asleep or something like that. I don't think it's going to do that, like some of his other songs have probably done. But I really enjoy this verse, and then that's going to bring up my next point, my last point, my fourth point, the second verse. Let's talk about it. Now, this is where I'm going to be a little bit like, a little bit on this verse because, I like the first verse. I like the flow. I like the flow switch up. I like everything about that first verse. Absolutely goddamn hit. And then we get to the second verse. And I'm already seeing some problems a little bit with the second verse. I feel like there's just not much to it. It kind of ends off a little bit short and it kind of just, kind of rushes to the hook to end it off. Which, it's not, I guess, not much of a problem, but I wish there was just a little bit more for the second verse. We kind of have the same flow. We have the same flows as the first verse, so there's not much, like, differentiating these two verses, really. The only difference is, Jack Harlow's going, like, a little bit faster on this one. But there's just not much to the second part of the song that I really, enjoyed that much. It was kind of like, all right, that's great. Nice little ending to get it off, and then, I'll replay the song. But I'm not really, getting much off the second half of this verse or the second half of the song, honestly. And that's probably a problem, I guess. But to be real with y'all, the song still hits. It goes crazy. And, I think Hello, Miss Johnson, it's a pretty good track. I don't know why I repeated that. But it's a good track. Guys, everything here. Everything here. I think the production's good. I think the verses are good. I think the hook is good. I think everything here is good. And honestly, it's a pretty good song. I'll give it an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10, what y'all think about it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? I don't know. Let me know. Thank you so much for listening, guys. I know this is kind of weird. I'm a little bit off because, I never really do these like this, during the day. But, guys, we'll be back. I guess we'll be back Thursday night. We'll be back Thursday night. So, expect some more content today, I guess. So, yeah. Guys, I'll see y'all later. You have a good one. And, if you're on YouTube, Spotify, Pandora, wherever you get your podcast at, make sure you follow, turn on notifications. Yeah, guys, it's been fun. And, Also, I just want to say this first before I get off here. Thursday night, I will drop something else. I think I will. I think there's more stuff dropping tonight, so I probably will drop something tonight again. So make sure you come back around, 11 p.m. We'll be back. We'll be back with more music. I just didn't expect Jack Harlow to drop. I thought Jack Harlow would drop like at, midnight or something. So yeah, bye guys.